r/ask Reddit. What is the fastest way to get out of a conversation? Whip out your dong and spin it like a helicopter and fly yourself out of there. I'm not even going to ask. Oh, but you should. Run. I pooped myself. Somebody put poo in my pants. One, I just thought of thanks to your reply. Leave now or I poo in your pants. Oh sorry, I have to go change my tamp. I'm a male though, even better. Fake a coughing fit, then excuse yourself to get water. Pretty hard to pull it off. Go to theatrical school, learn to act. I'm questioning your commitment to the cause here, man. You really trying to get out of these conversations or what? Take your pants off. That doesn't let you leave the conversation, rather it makes the conversation leave you. Took pants off in high school gym. Had shorts on underneath, but all conversations left me behind very quickly. I don't see the issue. Well, it's time to put cream on my rash. You might want to stay back. It's highly infectious. I'm scanning these for a good excuse to get out of extremely chatty patients' rooms, and this is the one that would most likely get me fired. Just put your hand across your stomach, make a slight grimace and say excuse me. Walk off. And don't forget to let air rip on your way out, you know, to add some realism. I'd shiz my pants. My placebo game too strong. Look at your watch, or wrist if you don't have one, and say welp, best be hitting the old dusty trail and just leave. One of my favorite lines from Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog. Tell them you just remembered that you have to return some videotapes. 6 words. You look fat in those jeans. The person will never talk to me again. Excellent if they are annoying. Bear spray. I read that as beer spray and got excited. We might need to start a company. Say I have to go to the bathroom and don't come back anymore. I usually throw in a got diarrhea today for good measure. Excuse me, got the runs today, and I'm holding back one heck of a riptide. Ask do you smell toast, then collapse. Sigh. My co-workers say things like that before they fart. So I'm there sniffing for toast or popcorn or whatever, and then it hits me like a brick wall. You absolute fool. You fell for one of the classic blunders. Few days ago a mother ducker at work asked me a question. When I got to the third word of my answer he says okay thank you while smiling and walking away. He cut me off, while sounding polite and grateful. Duck that guy. Fall flat on your face for no reason in particular and scream as loud as you can if anyone touches you. My friend's little brother taught me that one. Everybody do the flop. Get one of those fake call apps and schedule your phone to ring. Sorry, I have to take this. Works every time. Just make obvious fake phone noises with your mouth for added style. Oh darn. A phone call gotta go. Politely explain that your interest in what they are saying is less than 0. Always finish with, I bid you farewell. That's like formally saying duck you. The time I had hemorrhoids. I've got an 8 o'clock or 8:30 res at Dorsha and a couple of dances I need to clean out of my sheets. I need to get home. I think I left my dog on fire. This reminds me, did I leave my cat in the oven? No, it's in the microwave. Immediately interrupt them with no. Makes sense. I've assessed the situation and I'm leaving. You are not terribly important to me. I know that your friends are my friends and I've thought about that. You can have them. What if you're not in a plane? Jump in a plane. Sorry, I have to jump on a plane. That's actually not half bad. Just explain in elaborate detail how you fold up a piece of paper and use it to absorb booty sweat and you need to change that. Manpon. Exactly. Burp and then gag as if you are going to throw up, then just run away. With a shotgun, redneck style. Hey, sorry but I left the duck up open. Would you mind closing it for me please? What? Please shut the duck up. The tuck and roll. I'm pressing close tab. I'm tapping the close button. I'm throwing my phone out the window. I'm uninstalling Windows. Just say bye and walk away. More difficult in a moving vehicle. Which I've done. It was moving very slowly at the time and I didn't fall down or anything. Surprised the hell out of my father. Who was driving and who I was arguing with. Username checks out. Can I run these new vegan recipes I found online past you? Walk backwards into a bush. Tell them you don't follow sports. What if the conversation isn't about sports? Tell them you don't follow sports. I'd love to stick around and chat some more, but you're boring me. Goodbye. Who really lingers around and overstays her welcome constantly, borderline stalking my girlfriend, used to be one of her best friends, and I just tell her alright, I'll catch you later, we have to do blank, and she leaves. My girlfriend is mind blown every time I do it since she can't shake her no matter what, and I just politely but firmly tell her to leave. I start slowly walking away with that awkward smile and nod that almost everybody does. If they don't get the hint, I just cut them off and tell them that I have to leave. Ask, do you smell toast? Then collapse. Some migraine and seizure patients may experience visual and or sensory auras prior to the onset of a headache or seizure. These can include temporary visual or sensory disturbances before or during a migraine, headache or seizure, like changes in your field of vision, the scent of a particular odor, and or heaviness in limbs or muscle groups. I have had patients describe sensory auras, such as burnt toast, burnt hair, cotton candy, eggs and my all-time favorite, bed babies. How he knew what bed babies smelled like is beyond me. Visual auras are often described as sparkles or zigzags of light. They can also suffer speech, motor and other CNS auras. These are often treated as premonitions by patients and warn them of impending migraine or seizure, often allowing the patient to treat or prepare for an event. Suffering auras with a migraine or seizure can indicate a twofold increase in the risk of stroke, especially if the aura is one of limb heaviness, or if an aura is a new symptom. A stroke must always be ruled out. Keep saying yup until they stop. And then I hit him across the face, Thomas said. Yup, and he fell backward, stumbling on the ground. I said, duck you. That's what you get. Then I kicked him in the head. Yup. Hey, Mikey? You there? Thomas asked. Yup. Okay. He glances at me, questioning and suspicious. Are you listening to me? Yup. Are you just saying yup to everything I say? Yup. How are you doing, Mikey? Yup. Thomas looks at me in the eye. Is your dad abusing you, bro? Yup. Better get the cops in here. Thomas dials the cops and speaks for a few seconds. Yup. Minutes later a police officer walks in. My friend is acting weird and I don't know what's wrong with him. I turn my head and stare at him. You're serious? You actually called the cops? I just kept saying yup until you would leave me alone. I shake my head and walk off. That went super. Yup. Yup. I learned a neat trick from my company's CEO at networking events. Sometimes if he is talking to someone who is boring him, he'll sort of walk and talk with them casually around the room, until he sees someone he knows. He'll make eye contact with that person and say hello to them, then introduce them to the person he's talking to. He'll give it a few moments to let them get acquainted, and usually what ends up happening is the other person starts asking the new person questions about themselves, or they sort of spark off on their own conversation. Once the other two people start talking, he'll gracefully exit by saying, "Would you excuse me a moment?" followed by a gentle hand on the shoulder to one or both people, and then walk away. He did this to me one time and I ended up getting my ear talked off by some dude who wouldn't shut up, then use the same trick to get out of the conversation. If you're in a setting where multiple people can join a conversation, try to loop someone you know into the convo and gracefully exit as the person you're talking to starts talking to the other person. Ah yes, passing the evil forward, you Baxter. I have to go, my cousin's foot is bleeding at the laundromat. Did you use this before? Noble original material. Sorry, I gotta go change my diaper. Jazz music stops. I wish I can give this platinum. Manpon. Hey Ricky. Yeah, and potentially get slapped. Are you not entertained? You stick your tongue out for extra effects. It's a blast. Can't you just hit them with a good old okay, well I best be off. Take care. You'd be surprised how little that works. Just scream I'm done with you, and walk away. Whoa. I feel like you actually do this in real life cause username. Someone likes confrontation. Power move here would be to say you have to go to the bathroom. Then proceed to pee yourself. That should end the conversation pretty quickly. That's a waste of an opportunity. Don't pee yourself, pee in their shoe. R. Kelly is reading this somewhere, crying about it, all that wasted pee.